What's going on with Aaron Rodgers as far as we could tell right now, Jeremy? What's happening?
So as far as we can tell right now, from what I understand, the Vikings essentially shelved the matter. They thought about it extensively. That would have been a priority for him, is my understanding, just because of the team. You can win a Super Bowl there. So he was kind of waiting them out, had some talks with the Vikings. They discussed it internally, decided let's go with McCarthy as the QB1 for this spring, make sure he's all good for the offseason workouts. Maybe if Rodgers is still available later in the spring or summer, we could revisit. But that seems unlikely at this point. So if we're crossing the Vikings off, he has standing offers, from what I understand, from both the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. So no firm determination on where he's going yet. This is Rodgers' first foray into free agency in his 20-year career. So a lot of people really just don't know what to expect or what he's going to decide or what the timeline really is. I mean, he could drag this out. He could decide in 2 hours. I can't pretend to know that answer right now. But most people around the league I talk to do believe that the Steelers would be the favorite because they're the better on-field product as opposed to the Giants. And my understanding is the Steelers are willing to wait here a little bit and wait out Rodgers and see what he decides.
Well, okay, put a pin in that for a second. Did you say Rodgers did have meetings with the Vikings? They did have conversations? They did talk? Best you can tell?
Well, I don't think it like a formal meeting. I think there was at least some dialogue there at some point. Okay. I don't know the nature, but I do know the Vikings internally discussed the matter and went from there. And my sense is the Vikings knew that there was some potential interest from Rodgers, certainly, in playing for Minnesota. Where it went beyond that or the nature of the talks, I don't know.
Okay, so then what, based on your conversations or knowledge of the Vikings internals, what did they finally decide tip the scales in JJ McCarthy's favor here, Jeremy?
Well, the line or the thinking I got, the messaging I got, even dating back to last week, was Rodgers is possible but unlikely. That was the feeling coming out of their free agent meetings last week. And ultimately, that's what became true is, the line I kept hearing was, we're committed to JJ McCarthy's development. So because of that, they knew he's going to be their franchise quarterback. It just really depended on whether that would be now or 4 months from now or 12 months from now was kind of the conversation. So they were kicking that around. Do we need to play JJ and make him the guy in year 2? Do we absolutely need to do that? Or do we get somebody to step in here for a year? We have a ready-made roster. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. We can do that. Do we plug in a Rodgers for a year and then go to McCarthy after that? Like, those were some of the conversations that were going on. They ultimately decided, in part because of what McCarthy showed last offseason, last training camp, in some limited preseason action before he got hurt, they were really impressed. So they want to ride that out in the spring, see if he can build off that, and they expect him to.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.